Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? I am sorry that I'm late tonight. It being the night before Thanksgiving means that it's always like that last minute. Get your ass to the store because you forgot something you need for the next day. And of course, getting to the store on the night before Thanksgiving, trying to buy items for Thanksgiving is a bit of a futile experience. If we've ever seen the movie Jingle All the Way, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know the pain and you know the hell that goes along with attempting to, well, buy anything last minute during the holidays. So that's why I was late tonight because I had to deal with all of that. And then it just, another fun day in paradise. Uh, okay, let me just let the chat know that I'm live. Unfortunately, I guess being the few minutes late that I was, Facebook doesn't like to hold. So there's that. All right, I again am behind on any kind of prep work because of I just it took me forever to go and find what I needed. So give me a second to take a look at everything and to get what I need. And all right, we're gonna be talking about some stuff. We're gonna be talking about some stuff with J.J. Abrams because I feel like at this point, that's what's got to be done. You know, that's what's got to be done. So, okay, take a look at that. Some stuff here to talk about. And I had a third. Oh, right. That was Comic Book had an article that I wanted to discuss. And okay, there's also apparently a new rumor that Doctor Doom will be the villain in Black Panther 2. So let's see here. But it's coming from a person who I don't know. Okay. Someone here. Has anyone here ever heard of a guy named Charles Murphy from murphysmultiverse.com? Kind of a thing, isn't it? Right? Okay. He's got a. Oh, okay. He's got a. We're just gonna go through his whole scoop. Why not? We'll. I don't know who this guy is, but he's got the deets. He's got the deets. And then, of course, we'll be taking open calls about the halfway mark to the end, and then go from there. So, this is where we find. Oh, Jesus Christ! There's also that. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, right. There we have it. Sorry, I'm just like really last minute trying to get it all prepped. I feel like an asshole because I make you guys wait, and that is unfortunate. Let me see here. So, you only know Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy's brother, Chappelle Show legend. That's true. That's true. Cute home music. Sure. No, I was at the store. I did post in here a little that I was going to be a few minutes late. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. I don't see it in here. May not have actually gone through. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it just didn't go through. God damn it, that's my bad. My bad, everyone. My bad. Okay, let me tweet this out. Let me just get people let people know about it. Because that's what I need to do. All right, view on YouTube here. Okay. Know about it. All right, good stuff here. I know I'm trying to be like a professional, but I'm such a fucking moron. And there we go. All right. Okay, there we go. Copy that, tweet that, post it in Discord. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good on that front. So, all right. the Fandom Menace requests that all do their research before criticizing them. Oh, that doesn't seem fair, now does it? That doesn't seem fair at all. Okay, I guess there's something I wanted to cover, but given everything else going on today, I'm going to hold that one because it's not pressing. Now we'll do it tomorrow night, provided I'm actually able to make it on. It's Thanksgiving. Who knows what's going to be happening? I don't know. I just fucking work here. So there's literally all of that. Okay, let me just close out some stuff I don't need. I don't need all these browsers, all these tabs, right? I don't need all those tabs at all. Okay. And sweet. Let's take a look at the chat. I'm good, man. Just busy. Time is busy. Just, you know how it is. It's just trying to get stuff done for Thanksgiving, man. That's all it is. Like trying to get it done. Figure 11 p.m. start time would be good. Pff, no. Never how it works. All right. Let me just get. And the thing is, I still want to talk about the whole thing with. Oh man. Okay, because I had. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll prep it at the end, or if you guys want to give me a minute to try to find it, because I had something kind of funny happen today, and I think it was pretty interesting how the response came out. So let's see here. There we go. Copy to that. And okay. Let's see. Maybe he's got the video clip up. Okay. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like such a dick. All right, so I can find this on. There we go. Okay. Okay. That should be good on that one there. And I think we're all right. Okay. I promise this will get more professional as time goes on. It will get more professional. If only StreamYards would let me just do one thing, it could be so much better. I could get so much more done if they let me just have one feature where I could actually have like the browser open and not have everything else visible except just the tab that I want. That would be great. Okay, we're going to get to the Fandom Menace stuff, but first things first, I need to address a video that I put out yesterday. I need to address a video that I put out because I really do feel that it is something that is really kind of called into concern. I think called into question, if I'm being fair here. And that, of course, is talking about the script, the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker script. I talked about this last night. I showed J.J. Abrams on Good Morning America. I showed Daisy Ridley on Good Morning America. And I kept saying that they were going to pass the buck over to John Boyega. And it turns out I was right. They were totally going to pass the buck to John Boyega. And this is how it went down. Okay, this is how it went down. I want you guys to see this because we're going to talk about that.
And so is one of the most incredible stars in the galaxy. He flew onto the big screen in The Force Awakens, and now he's getting ready to wrap up this epic Star Wars saga with the Rise of Skywalker. Give it up for John Boyega. How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. Right. You know what? 22 days. The end is near. 22 days.
22 days. That's nuts.
Until it's out there. We're excited. Yeah. You were so excited for the end of the saga that you tweeted, taking a well-deserved break, back on my PS4, dates, mom food, and procrastinating. But, okay, I get all of those things. If you're so busy, you have time to go on dates?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want to settle down one day. I want a life. We all do. I'm excited about that, but I actually have time to just live a bit now, and that's something that I'm excited about.
Yeah, because I'm sure when you're shooting these movies, it takes up all you're just.
It's a lot of time, and we have reshoots, we have a whole bunch of stuff, and it's a big commitment, especially coming down here. I'm from London, so I'm up in New York. Christmas season. But, it's a big commitment, but we love it. It's the last round.
Okay. Man, J.J. Abrams was here on Monday, gave some breaking news.
Oh,
He
yeah?
said someone lost the script.
Oh, wow.
And the script ended up on eBay.
Ah.
And Daisy
Fake.
Ridley
Fake.
was here, and Daisy said, it's not me.
Daisy says it's not her?
And she said it wasn't her. So I'm curious, whose script
All
was
right,
it?
all right, guys, it was me.
Oh!
But wait.
How did that happen?
Look, let me tell you how this all went down.
Well, what happened was-
what happened was, it was actually from my apartment. I was moving apartments and I left the script under my bed. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna leave it under my bed. When I wake up in the morning, I'll take it and then move. But then my boys came over and, you know, we started partying a little bit. And then the script just stayed there.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks after, you know, this cleaner comes in, finds this script, and then puts it on eBay for £65. So the person didn't know the true value, you know. And I actually thought this is a great opportunity for the fans to read the movie before they see it. Maybe I'm onto something. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure that's exactly what JJ had in mind when he gave you that script.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, look, there we have it right there. Right there we have it. That is, of course, the finale of that whole saga, at least according to John Boyega, right? We started with J.J. Abrams on Monday saying that yeah, of course the script got leaked out. The script ended up being under someone's bed. I'm not going to say who it is, and then ended up on eBay and then all these things. And then Daisy Ridley, you know, passed the buck to her, passed the joke to her. And she's like, it wasn't me, but you know, it is going to be someone who's going to be coming up here, right? Tomorrow, perhaps, maybe. Check the TV guide. And then John Boyega's like, yeah, it was me. My friends, they got drunk. And then I moved apartments and I forgot that it was there and all these things. And I'm like, come on, man. Come on. No rational person who follows the trades would believe that. Anthony Daniels has come out and said that this stuff is on lockdown. He's come out and said they have everything on iPads. I believe even Mark Hamill said that when they were shooting The Last Jedi, they had everything on iPads. When they shot Avengers Endgame, they had everything on iPads that could be deleted with the press of a button. They made sure. They had fake scripts. They had duplicate, they had weird things that they were doing. They made sure Tom Holland was near. None of it. But this time around, the script for The Rise of Skywalker found its way online. It found its way into the hands of a cleaning lady because John Boyega just left it in his apartment. Come the hell on. It's totally fake. And I think I know why it's fake now. I do. I think I know why it's fake. But before we jump into that, I did tweet about it this morning after Good Morning America. And this is what I said on Twitter. I said, sorry, I don't believe for a second that at John Boyega's Rise of Skywalker script ended up on eBay. Here's why. And then he responded back not long later at all. It said, LOL, don't do it, mate. It's facts. And of course I responded, ha ha ha, bro fist. And then gave him a nice little shout out there saying, let me just say that regardless of my opinion on the situation, I'm very excited to see the movie next month. And I appreciate your contribution to Star Wars because that's how I view it. That's how I view it. I like Boyega. I think Finn deserved more to do in the movie. Hopefully he gets more this time. But then again, this could be, and I think Den of Nerds, Josh from Den of Nerds made the comment today saying he got nothing to do in the last movie. So he's out there, he's leaking the script. What if Jedi Praxis on Reddit is John Boyega? And Jedi Praxis has come out and said that he is not John Boyega. And so he's saying it's not him. So someone else is saying that they're the leaker, that they're not him. And who knows? We have no real idea, but I don't believe for a minute that the script got leaked out. I just think it's a ploy, it's a ruse, it's a trick, it's trickery, it's trolling. And let me explain really why. And that is everything to do, my friends, with curiosity, because curiosity killed the cat. For people out there who have read the leaks and believe that they're real, who knows, they might be. I don't know. I really have no idea. They could then go see the movie thinking, oh, well, those leaks aren't real. The movie's going to be different. Curiosity gets butts in seats, right? If JJ, like I said yesterday, JJ created a mystery box by setting up this little mystery, right? Now, granted, it played off 3 days later because we always have the rule of free, and everything else. And so it played off a couple of days later. but he still set it up. Is it real? Is it not real? Is it real? Is it not real? Is it real? Is it not real? And you question and you question and you question and you question. And then by a month of now, because also keep in mind, this is a weird thing I noticed. They're doing all of the press a month early. They're doing all of the mainstream press like almost a whole month early, and I'm like, that's a little bit weird. Usually it's like within like maybe 10 days of the film coming out to get maximum hype. So there's questions I have there. Like, are ticket sales not as big? We're going to talk a bit about that later on. And they could just be trying to hype it up, or, I mean, they're really confident. I don't know. I just find the whole thing to be a little bit weird, considering that Disney doesn't have a competing film coming out next month. So what are they really up against? Jumanji? I mean, I guess maybe they are. Maybe they're afraid of Jumanji, which now, instead of opening a week after The Last Jedi, now opens a week before The Rise of Skywalker. But when it comes to the leaks themselves, I just found this out tonight. I had no idea. And this kind of throws a bit of a wrench in my original opinion about the leaks, about Jedi Praxis and what he knows. Is back in May of 2015, Jason Ward from Making Star Wars put together basically a solid rough outline of The Force Awakens that he got from leaks and other things. And I read through it tonight. And while there are some things that did not happen, it was, I mean, pretty damn close in a number of ways. And so it makes me wonder if this is the same kind of situation. Now, we don't know. And I still think it's a troll. I still think JJ's trolling. Maybe he sees that the leaks are real. Right? And when you look at his interview with Esquire and he brings up the Fandom Menace and what they've been talking about, it almost makes it feel like it's some kind of PR stunt, right? In order to, again, invigorate curiosity through a mystery box. It's a very bold play. It's a risky play, but it's a play. And none of these things are ever done all willy-nilly, right? All of these events, all of these interviews and these get-togethers, they're all just, they're meticulously planned. Rolling Stone interviewing Kathy Kennedy, meticulously planned. Entertainment Weekly interviewing J.J. Abrams, meticulously planned. Right? These things are in a very controlled environment because they want to make sure that it looks in the best possible light. Granted, the Kathleen Kennedy bit did not look in the best possible light. I'm just going to be honest about that front. But it's a play. So while Boyega admits that it was his script, I think any logical, rational person can look at the situation and go, like, come on. She put it on eBay for $65, 65 pounds. You would take a look at it and go, oh, it's Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. I could probably get more than 65 pounds for that. Just don't buy it. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. But as always, I'm curious to know your thoughts and your opinions on this one. So definitely let me know, because it's some wild stuff. Now, okay. I want to talk about the opening of The Rise of Skywalker, because we got some projections today from Deadline that have been, not looking good, not looking great. I will fully admit. And I'm a person who has on multiple occasions, tweeted out and said that I think the movie will hit the $2 billion mark. And I still think to an extent it could do that. And I have reasons to think that, but I'm also willing to amend my original estimation from about 1.6 to 1.9, somewhere in there. It will definitely do $1 billion. It will definitely beat out The Last Jedi, 100%. But will it cross its coveted $2 billion mark? That I'm not too sure of, and I'm just being honest. So let's take a look here at the Deadline article, saying here that Star Wars Rise of Skywalker sees 205 opening, and here's why. So 205 million is still a few less than The Last Jedi, definitely a lot less than Force Awakens, but still, I mean, anyone out there who's critical of this movie is going to look at this headline and go, 205 million, that's clearly a box office bomb. The movie bombed, it tanked, it died, anything to back a narrative. Because that's just where we find ourselves. All right, so it says here that we've been hearing for quite some time from exhibitors and distribution sources that advanced ticket sales are strong but not overly robust for The Rise of Skywalker, meaning in the way that they were for Force Awakens or The Last Jedi. Hence, early AM estimates for J.J. Abrams' movie hitting tracking, when averaged, are at 205 million, given the comparative titles provided. Atom Tickets reported that first day sales of Skywalker back on October 21st were their second best ever behind Avengers Endgame. However, they're a much younger ticket retailer than Fandango, and a rep of a small portion of overall pre-sales to AMC, Regal Cinemark, and other outlets, with millennials and mobile users being their prime demo. As of 8 a.m., one tracking firm says 175 million, but that seems low. Working in Skywalker's advantage is that Abrams it stars Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, are already hitting the talk show circuit to generate heat. And that was the thing. Remember, I just brought that up, where you had, I think it's weird that they're already doing the game. They're already going out there and trying to generate heat and hype with this, which could lead to, or could be a direct reason of lower, ticket sales. Because Disney has all this data. These box office forecast trackers may not have all the data, but they've got enough to work with to maybe compile some kind of scenario. But it's possible that it's just not really hitting some people, and that might be because of Solo. Now it says, as is typical with the tracking of late, if reviews are bad for Skywalker, and we hope not, then all projection gas here goes out the window. The world Hollywood premiere for Skywalker is on December 16th, and will be screening for critics and media around the same time. I believe that's on the 17th. They're going to be doing the media screenings in LA. Now, everyone has believed that based on pre-sales and the fact that this is a threequel in the episode 7, 8, 9 sense of the term, that ticket sales will be lower for Skywalker. I will say this: when Skywalker reviews break, they should report that this threequel is, of course, correcting the left turns that many fans griped about in Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi. Word will break out like wildfire, and the sky is the limit when it comes to the threequel's opening, hands down. As expected, hearty holiday play period is in store no matter what. We haven't seen, knock on wood, winter storms ruin the opening weekend of a Star Wars movie yet. Even Episode 4 prequel Rogue One, just bad audience word of mouth, spurred by the stigma of the prolific director divorce. And I mean Solo, and that was Solo again. I just have to, every time people talk about Solo, they fail to bring up the movie that opened the weekend before it, and the fact, which was Deadpool 2, which opened to 88 million, and then the second weekend, which was Solo's opening weekend, took in another 43 million, so that took money away from Solo. Additionally, Memorial Day weekend has been dead up until, for some reason this year, Aladdin seemed to kind of reinvigorate Memorial Day weekend, when for the previous 4 years, everything that came out of Memorial Day had basically crashed and burned, but Disney kept trying, and eventually one hit. So there are other factors there that for some reason a lot of people just never bring up. They just never bring up. Anyway, finishing up here, it says, Skywalker's first choice is under that of Avengers Endgame, 357 million opening. Avengers Infinity War, 257 million, and not far from Force Awakens and Last Jedi, but just above Jurassic World and The Lion King opening. Other box office titles that Skywalker is being compared to is The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Ooh, that's a lower one. Solo and Rogue One. Unaided awareness that portion of the survey respondents who bring up Skywalker without being prompted by a pollster is high, but behind Endgame, Infinity War, Last Jedi, and Force Awakens, Last Jedi was in wide release for 8 weeks in 2017, to Force Awakens 12 weeks. Force Awakens became the highest grossing title statewide, with Last Jedi became the 9th highest. And so, I mean, really, it's kind of saying here that it's up against a lot of stuff, right? It's up against a lot of competition from previous titles, and they're trying to just kind of triangulate what it could potentially be. Do I think 175 million is where it's going to go? No, I'm thinking it's going to probably hit 200, right? Is it going to beat The Last Jedi's 210? I don't know. And at the end of the day, when I talk about this, and I mentioned this even on John Talk's stream earlier today, I had said, you have to watch the second week breakdown or the second week drop off. If the drop off is minimal, then the movie has legs and it will continue to perform. If the movie has a strong drop off, then it's just going to die. I mean, look at Batman v Superman, right? Just as an example, BVS dropped March of 2016, strong $188 million opening weekend. Next weekend, due to bad word of mouth, bad reviews, and generally just being a bad time at the movies, dropped down to I think it was like 73%, right? And had they released the Ultimate Edition, we would have not had that. It wouldn't have dropped off as much. But that movie tanked and burned in its second weekend because people just had bad word of mouth. Now take a look at Joker, another DC Comics film, but I think this one also serves as a solid example. Joker opened to like, was it 93.5 to 96.5 million? I've heard both estimates, but whatever. It did that in the opening weekend, which was above estimates. Its original estimates were 60 to 90 million, and it pulled in over 90 million. Then on the Monday following the release of Joker, I believe it pulled in another 12 million. So the movie had crossed $100 million domestically in just the first 4 days because of strong word of mouth. And not only that, but the controversy. But then in the second weekend, when it pulled in like another 40 million or something, 40 or 50 million, I forget what the number was, it shows you it had legs. People wanted to see it. I have friends who have watched that movie theatrically 3 times, right? They love it. They just love it. And that movie kept going. The Rise of Skywalker, to have legs like that, in my opinion, has to just be better than The Last Jedi. When audiences leave, audiences cannot feel conflicted. They cannot feel confused. They cannot feel angry. They don't necessarily have to love it, but they just have to feel satisfied. Because at the end of The Last Jedi, you walk out of that movie and you're just like, I don't know. I don't know if I like it. That was my experience. Like I walked out, I saw it with my dad, and he was like, "Oh, did you like it?" I'm like, "I think I did." And he's like, "I liked it." I'm like, that's good. And then I drove home, and as I was on the drive, I'm just, driving by myself, driving in the dark, thinking about the movie. Started getting mad. Started getting real mad thinking about that movie because it was just what the hell? It was so what the hell. Doesn't make any sense to me how they made that movie, how it got greenlit. And it's that type of resonating feeling that I don't think we're going to have with this movie, because JJ does know how to bring the spectacle. And even if you don't like the "They Fly Now" clip, just look at what happens in that scene. Look at the fact that it's bright, it's colorful, it's action packed. It's like old Western shootouts. There's jet troopers, right? It's in 30 seconds. It conveys so much of what that movie is trying to be. Massive space adventure spectacle, bringing the fun, bringing the popcorn. And if he's able to tap into that in a way that resonates with good word of mouth and decent critical reviews, which, let's be fair, the people that like The Last Jedi, a lot of Hollywood access media, they're probably going to like this movie too. Okay. And so, I'm just saying there's going to that's a reality we got to live with here. That's a reality we got to live with. There's going to be that. But that is something where we find ourselves in a situation where what you have is just needing to be better than the last movie. It's like that old saying when it comes to the zombie apocalypse, right? I don't have to outrun them. I just have to outrun you. And that's it. And that's the truth of it. That's the reality of it. $205 million, I think is doable. I think it's doable. I think people out there who are going to want to see it with their families over Christmas. I think people out there are going to want to see it with their friends over Christmas. I think people out there that are going to be curious to want to see it, and their friends who are excited are going to drag them along. And if they like it, solid word of mouth is going to come back and elevate it to the next week. But if it's not good, then all that goes out the damn window. And we are going to be in a situation where I don't know if theatrically Star Wars can survive. If it crashes and burns, if it does, 3 years won't be enough. They'll push it back 5. They'll push it back 5 just to give enough time to move on, to build up the slate of Star Wars shows on Disney Plus, and that people forget that the sequel trilogy exists. And they might even push it back further. They might even push it back to 10 years. Very similar between 2005 and 2015, between Revenge of the Sith and The Force Awakens. Disney doesn't want to lose money. They want to salvage the brand. If they can't do it theatrically, they'll rely on the Disney Plus shows until they are able to, until the stank of this goes away. And that's only on the hypothetical that it is bad. And we don't know until we see it. And that's my whole thing with everybody here. It doesn't matter if you are pro or against this movie. I think if you have talked about it as much as a lot of us have talked about it, I think you owe it to yourself to go and see it. I do. I think you owe it to yourself to go and see it. And I don't mean that in a pirated fashion. I don't mean that in the illegality sort of way. I say that because I feel that if you care as much as we all really do care, you owe it to yourself to see it in the best possible light, the best possible format. right? I'm not saying IMAX, but just like a standard theater would be fine. But just to go see it in the experience that Star Wars is made for. Watching it on your phone or watching it on your TV and it's a really terrible HD cam with like, with subtitles or some weird advertisements that have been running on those things now, then you can't get the same scope and feel. So I would recommend that. And I did that with Ghostbusters, by the way. I criticized the hell out of Ghostbusters in 2016. Still saw the preview night screening because I wanted to see if I was right. And I was hoping I wasn't. And it turns out that I was. So there's that. But I'm just saying that's my personal take on it. And you could have an entirely different take. But I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Write it down in the comments below. Thank you guys for that one. All right. So let's get into the next story. It's a lot of JJ content today. There's a lot of JJ content. It's way more than I thought there would be. I'm actually kind of surprised, to be fair. Kind of surprised there's all sorts of JJ stuff. Okay, let's talk about test screenings. All right, we're gonna quickly just actually hold on. We're just gonna move that out. There we go. So, test screenings and Star Wars have been this massive debate, right? You've got people out there that are making videos, hundreds of thousands of views, right? Oh my God, test screenings are a disaster. 65% people walking out, people hating it. It's just disgusting. It's terrible. Oh my God. You might as well run the next step and start saying that people are literally having children. The women who are pregnant are having forced labor in the theater because the movie is so bad. It causes their body so much stress that a baby just pops out and goes, fuck Star Wars. That's the hyperbole levels we are at, by the way, folks. When I say that there is hyperbole, I mean there is hyperbole. But we all know it's not true, right? We know it's not true. These rumors that are treated as fact, we know they're not true. People out there want to believe so badly that this movie is as bad as they think. It's not even as bad as they think. And this is my opinion, that it's as bad as they're told. Going back to what I said about seeing the movie for yourself to make that judgment call for yourself is something that should be paramount in your decision making. Listening to what somebody else who you don't know in real life tell you what to think about a movie, and even me, don't do it. Don't do it. Find out for yourself. Really do. But we know that when it comes to the test screenings, that it's not real. My buddy Nerd Report, Lewis, he talked about it. He talked to his source. And then, of course, there was this massive pushback, I should say, right? This kind of disinformation campaign that came out. And that's my opinion. Trying to discredit what Lewis had said in order to prop up somebody else who, got it wrong. And that's, again, part of the game. That's the game we find ourselves in. But when it comes to the test screenings, there's one person out there that really did talk about it because this person knows. And that would be J.J. Abrams. He actually addressed the test screenings of Star Wars here. This isn't just rumor upon rumor upon rumor upon anonymous source. This is coming from the man himself. It says here, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker director addresses test screenings. All right, so earlier this month, multiple rumors have gone around about George Lucas allegedly being in to fix the disastrous test screening of The Rise of Skywalker. Some sources claim that there are now 3 cuts of the movie, but none of these have ever been confirmed, ... until now. Director J.J. Abrams recently sat down with Esquire to talk about episode 9, as well as the massive popularity of The Mandalorian's Baby Yoda. That's right, Baby Yoda, GOAT, greatest of all time. At one point in the interview, the outlet asked Abrams if he'd seen the finished product yet, to which the director responded, sure, the final? No. He went on to say, here he added, I've not even got to see the final product. He then went on about putting the final pieces together for the movie. Abrams mentioned that he thinks a part of it already looks amazing, but then again, he's still trying to put the pieces together in his head. And that is something that I think a lot of people out there don't realize when it comes to the post-production process. You shoot a movie for 6 months, and I think in this case, they shot for about that length of time. You shoot about 150 different setups, right? And it's not shot chronologically. It's not shot in order. It's shot in every which direction. And then you got to get back and you got to basically it's like getting the Death Star Lego set, right? You open up the box, you dump out all the Legos, and then there's a piece of instructions and you're like, well, shit, I'm going to be here for a while working on this thing. 400 pieces. God damn. That's kind of what this is. But unlike that, you're always kind of tweaking things and adding things and fixing things and doing things. And that's how The post-production system works especially on huge movies like this. Now he says here, the director then revealed that he had shown it to a screening that only included some of his friends and family. But we've never done like a test screening, he confirmed. This suggests that previous reports and sources who claim so are actually false. Well, I wouldn't say it suggests. I would go as far as to say that it outright confirms that the test screenings, the videos out there, the rumors, the leaks, the disastrous test screening, people walking out, having terrible convulsions. Oh my God, uncontrolled vomiting on the sidewalks. The movie was so bad, it caused the person to literally die. Because that's, again, the hyperbole levels that we are at. You know, scanners levels, head exploding, that kind of crap. That's where we're at. That's where we find ourselves. But no, it's not true. They showed it to friends of theirs. Kathleen Kennedy confirmed this. JJ confirmed this. Obviously, they're not having traditional test screenings where the people would get a card and then they would weigh the pros and cons of what people said. That's not happening here. Now, on the other hand, when asked if George Lucas had seen the final film, Abrams said that Lucas sees them fully. But for now, Abrams is still looking forward to hearing from him. That being said, he's confident about being able to add the feeling of having a central story in The Rise of Skywalker, saying, I could not be more proud of this work and this cast and crew have done. I mean, think about that for a second, right? What you have here is a director saying, no, these reports of these test screenings where people were having uncontrollable bouts of bodily fluids bursting forth from their body like a scene from Alien. Not true. None of it's true. The multiple cut, the Bob Iger cut, the Kennedy cut, the George Lucas cut. What is this crap? We know that it's not true. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's not true. I think now we can put that one to bed. But it's good to have JJ himself actually address it. It is. It is good to have JJ address certain things. Now, look, we don't need JJ or Kathleen Kennedy or Lucasfilm to come out and address like every single rumor. Because, of course, that's going to take up too much of their damn time. It really, really, really is. It's going to take up way too much of their damn time. And we all know it. They got a movie to make. They got a movie to finish. They got less than a month to go. But in the case of these test screenings, this blew up so big and it spread so fast that he kind of feels, I think, at this point compelled to address it and squash it. Because we do have negative word of mouth. We do have negativity surrounding this movie in a way that you haven't really seen in a long time. And by that, I mean Captain Marvel from back in March. People who profit off of negativity spread negativity. I don't even think that's even like that far of a reach to fully understand. So when the concept is negativity, and when you even go and look at David F. Sandberg, the director of Shazam, and his video about test screens, which doesn't even apply to this situation, but just in general, it's a good rule of thumb to know what he's talking about, which essentially is they double test, they A/B test cuts of the film with different audiences. So you can't trust test screenings and reports coming out of test screenings because they're not getting to see the final cut, either one. They're A/B testing what works and what doesn't. They're focus group testing. It's a process. But of course, when it comes to trying to have a clicky headline, have a good looking thumbnail, you want to get the views, you want to get the clicks, you want to get the subs, you want to get the clout, you want to get the recognition, you want to get the goddamn fucking money. None of that even matters. It's all about the intent of the discussion, right? It's all about the intent of the discussion. That's what I'm more or less referring to here. And I think JJ is calling that out too. And good for him. Good for him. And I would love to see more directors and more people come on out and address some of these things. Because I think we need it. Transparency in this situation would be fantastic. Because it would curb a lot of the speculation. And I'm not going to lie. Speculation's fun. Speculation is fun. But like I'm trying to say here, my over-the-top performance on this, my own hyperbolic actions in regards to discussing this, has everything to do with the intent of the discussion. If your intent is to report on something that you heard in a neutral fashion, that's fine. But if your intent is to report on something that you heard in such a fashion that it's meant to sow distrust and discord and doubt, and that's your goal, then that's what I have an issue with personally. And that's why I'm glad he's talking about it. But of course, this is always just my opinion. And I'm sure a lot of you out there aren't going to agree with my opinion. And I look forward to your comments below because that's part of the game, part of the conversation, part of the struggle. Leave your thoughts. Okay. All right, let's get on to the, we'll do the We'll do the last one here. Oh my gosh. I do need to drink of water though. My my voice, if you guys can hear, it's getting a little hoarse. Remember, after this one, we're gonna do phone calls. So get ready for that. If you wanna come on in and discuss or yell or whatever, it's all good. Okay, where's this last one here? Oh shit, where's StreamYards? Okay. All right. Let me just. There we go. You know, over the course of the last 2 years, there's been this back and forth on YouTube of Star Wars fans and the Fandom Menace, and I focus them into two different camps now. I think you just kind of have to, and I've been open about my thoughts and my opinions on the Fandom Menace. I don't think they're bad people, but I agree with Den of Nerds when he says that they've branded themselves into a corner, because they kind of have, right? They kind of have. They're if you look at the grand scheme of just the fandom in general, YouTube is a very small bit of that. It's a very small bit of that. You know, a couple 100,000 people on YouTube doesn't compare to the 2 billion that use it monthly. And it doesn't compare to the people out there who are normies who just go and see the movies because they like them. Right? This particular online battle, this online fight over the future of Star Wars and how fans pertain to it really does just kind of exist in this bubble, which is probably one of the reasons why you've never heard anyone really address it that works in the industry. Sometimes some bloggers talk about it, but really not a lot. That is until today, or well, really 2 days ago, when J.J. Abrams gave an interview to Esquire and he mentioned the Fandom Menace directly. And man, I'm not going to lie, I was laughing. I was laughing so hard when I saw the video pop up today on Den of Nerds, and he was just mad. And I don't mean that to be mean to Josh. I like Josh quite a bit. I mean that because, like, you weren't expecting it to happen, right? And then here comes J.J. Abrams to subvert your expectations. I mean, all things considered, right? He subverted expectations better than Rian Johnson ever could have. We're in completely uncharted territory here, right? The term the Fandom Menace was used by J.J. Abrams, and that's just fucking wild in my opinion. It's absolutely wild, and it's hysterical. It's hysterical. So let's take a look here at this whole thing here. All right, so this interview, J.J. Abrams opens up about finishing The Rise of Skywalker and what he really thinks of Baby Yoda. And I think, look, let's be fair. What he thinks of Baby Yoda is far more important than anything else in this article. But it does say that the director discusses the culture of Star Wars, toxic fandom, and the years-long build-up to showing the Knights of Ren in action. Again, I think that's also a failing of Rian Johnson. There's so much that he got wrong. If Rian Johnson hadn't have just like completely crapped the bed as much as he did with the last movie, we would not be having these conversations, right? We would not be laughing. I would not be laughing at the fact that the Phantom Menace came out of J.J. Abrams' mouth in an interview. And again, like, I'm like, look, those guys are going to be like, you know, happier than a pig in crap. And by all means, they earned it. They earned it. I may not agree with it, but damn, they earned it. All right. They really did. If you got him to talk about you, that's 2 years of hard work, and it was validated. And it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually like really laughing about that. Anyway, this is what he talks about this down over here. Okay. All right. So Esquire asks the question. Over the last couple of years since The Last Jedi came out, I've been writing a lot about the response to that movie and some of the toxic fandom around Star Wars in this new era. And there are some fans who take issue with the filmmaking and other fans who take issue with more of the progressive themes. I'm curious, how do you watch the response to Star Wars? Because there is a typo there. Movies that changed this modern era compared to maybe the prequel series or how fans originally responded to them. Oh man, the prequel series, that's the Phantom Menace specifically. Oh boy, there were some fun conversations about that. But this is what JJ here says. He says, I think the bigger question is, how has everything changed? The reaction to Star Wars, the increased attacks, the increased negativity, the Fandom Menace, as they call it. You know, this is not unique to Star Wars. Obviously, I think we live in a time where if you're not being divisive, if you're not creating something that is aversive clickbait, I don't even know what the hell that is. Anyway, sometimes you don't quite feel like you're playing the game. I always loved Star Wars because it's got a huge heart. Did I always believe in and agree with every single thing that happened in every movie, whether it was the prequels or the original trilogy? No, but I do love Star Wars. Yes, so for me, I hope, and I'm sure naively, we can return to a time where we give things a bit more latitude. We don't need to agree on every single thing to love something. I don't know who as a spouse or a partner or any family member or any friend who loves and agrees with every single thing that person is and does. We have to return, I think, to nuance and acceptance. And so I feel like as a Star Wars fan, do I love every single thing about each movie? No, but do I love Star Wars? Hell yes, I do. And that's a very interesting comment to make because he does, I think, really kind of hit the nail on the head, right? Talking about the Fandom Menace, and he kind of calls him out, right? He does. He kind of basically, like, he kind of poses the question there of like, well, I mean, are you fans? You know, like he's kind of putting that out there. He's laying it out there, and it's a smart play. Everything they've been doing this week has been a very smart play. It's been very interesting to watch, very fascinating to watch from the perspective that I'm looking at it from, which is JJ as a content creator, JJ as a director, JJ as a producer, and JJ as a trickster in the Loki type fashion. Because when he puts it out there, when he says the reaction to Star Wars, the increased attacks, the increased negativity, the fandom menace as they call it, that's not unique to Star Wars, which is true. Every fandom has it. Have you ever dealt with furries? My God, it's horrifying. No, but like Star Wars or Star Trek has a massive problem, right? There are so many people that just hate the Star Trek Discovery. In fact, actually, many of them are in the Fandom Menace. So, it makes you really kind of question, like, do you guys actually like something, or are you just finding anything you can to hate about it? Because, cha-ching. Again, my criticism of what I see. But that being said, look, I think he nailed it on the head. There needs to be more nuance and more acceptance and more latitude, right? You don't have to agree with everything. But when it becomes this massive attack and this constant attack, and that's what it's really been. Kathleen Kennedy opens her mouth in any particular fashion, 1,800 videos about it. I'm not going to sit there and say I've never done it. I've commented on it as well. It is part of the game. And he says it here too. He's like, if you're not creating something that's aversive clickbait, and sometimes you don't feel like you're playing the game right. Well, I would love him to go into details as to like, what exactly is the game, right? What exactly is the game here? What are we playing? I kind of feel it's a little bit weird to like play this game and not quite know the rules or who's approaching it from what perspective, because then it's like, how do I know what you're going to do, sort of thing. But so I don't quite get what he's saying there, but it's kind of like he's saying, it's like you just have to have a better approach to things. You just have to take things with a grain of salt and take things with a little bit more latitude and a little bit more nuance and a little bit more acceptance, and maybe not be so quick to jump on the hate bandwagon for literally everything. Like, again, we've seen that a lot this year. I'd say more than any other year, where if something comes out, it doesn't matter if it's real or not about a movie. If it frames it in the negative, people jump on it. They jump on it and they hate on it. Right now, there's certain things like I read the script, the leaks for like Birds of Prey, and I was like, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I really like that, but I still plan on seeing the movie because, again, as I've said before, I think you owe it to yourself if you're going to critique something to actually sit there and watch it when it comes out or engage with it when it comes out. The people that are like, all they do is bitch about Star Wars, but I'm going to boycott the movie. I'm like, go see the movie. Like, put your money where your mouth is. You've critiqued it this far, right? You've critiqued it this far. Just get to the point where you're going to go watch it and then finish, right? I mean, are you edging yourself to the point of where you're trying to, just create a tantric act by getting yourself so worked up for so long that you're just not going to get to the climax? Come on, man. No wonder you're so damn angry. You're not climaxing enough. All right. Like, you get yourself so worked up and then not going and get to the finish line. All right. I believe Alec Baldwin said it best. I forget the name of the movie, but it said sex isn't over until you both get your fortune cookies. And I think movies are kind of the same way. All right. Criticism on movies, at least in movies that you care about here, it's not over until you get your fortune cookie. Right now, you might be hungry a half hour later. I don't know, but you're not done until you get the fortune cookie. And I think that is the whole thing. If you're going to sit there and spend all that time complaining about something without actually ever engaging with it in the way it's meant to be engaged with, I have trouble taking what you say seriously because you have no follow through. And that's where I stand on the situation. That's where I stand on people saying I'm boycotting episode 9, but all they do is they talk about it. Well, if you talk about it all as much, then go see the goddamn thing. It's 2.5 hours of your life. It's $9. At the end of the day, you can walk out and go, I lost $9. And I'll never see another, and this, but you still made the attempt. And that's my critique. Again, you can agree, you can disagree. A lot of people are going to do both. And that's the whole point of the internet. Leaving your comments below. And that's what I want to hear. All right. That was fun. I'm going to get so yelled at for that shit. It's okay. So it's currently 12:09. We're coming into the near the midnight movie chat here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the phone lines. If people want to call on in, we'll be able to have that right there. And let me just bring up the Chrome. No, I'm going to have to hold on. I don't want to do that just yet. Damn it. I hate this sometimes. Drives me up the wall, trying to get StreamYard to work if I don't properly set it up. Hold on here. Okay. Damn it. Okay, there we go. That's there. And let me just get Google Voice up and I'll post the number in the chat so we guys can get in on that action. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting calls. At least I hope. So, okay. And all right, we are good to go. Let me just turn off the do not disturb so then people can actually call in. And, oh wait, shit. I screwed up. I did. Okay. Sorry. My mistake here. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we're good. Now we are fine. Christian, we can't do Discord because I can't patch it in. But I can post the link if anyone wants to come on in to that. All right, so there's the number right there. I was going to bring it up on the screen. And so phone lines are open. Let's see here. Let's see. Joshua says it would be amazing if episode 9 passed episode 7 in the box office. I agree, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That much I agree with. So, I mean, if The Last Jedi was good, it'd be a lot better. So it'd be a lot better if it was good, but it's not, it's not gonna hit that, unfortunately. But I'm looking at it more from the perspective of I think it's going to do better than the Last Jedi, and it's definitely going to make more money than Solo. And I think people are going to walk away and be relatively happy with what they got. So, oh, what is it? There's qualities of episode 7 that make it serviceable, but it's bad. I mean, I'm not saying the dialogue was perfect. Let's see. If The Last Jedi was a good movie, we would not have the Fandom Menace. I agree. I absolutely agree on that one. If it wasn't like that, then we wouldn't have it. Yeah. But I think the name would have probably popped up for look at all the attacks on Game of Thrones and Star Trek Discovery. And it's people get to a point where they really want to I think they just look for, I really do. I really think they look for things that actively dislike because it gets an emotional reaction out of their audience. And and I know that from experience from when I was in Gamergate. A lot of it was what do I talk about? It's going to get people mad. So, okay. Let's see here. Dirty Devil says, I don't really think it's about female protagonists, but the bad script writing and political feminist undertones of woke BS in Hollywood gets rid of those things. The money will flow again. They are going through a change. I mean, the Me Too movement opened up a lot of stuff in a way that not a lot of people like, but it's there. You know, a lot of people don't like how it's gone about, and I have my own critique with it too, because I feel like there's a lot there that's really really kind of been a little bit on the crazy side. Let's see. Inhuman Quake says, I love Force Awakens. I do as well. Let's see here. You don't like how Lucasfilm made the movies 7, 8, and 9. Well, you don't know how 9 went. You have no idea how 9 is. Hold on. Wait, you love the acting in Attack of the Clones, but you don't like how Lucasfilm made 8, 7, 8, and 9? I mean, I guess my question is, do you like sand? Because that's the thing. Let's see. Movies shouldn't be a chore on the eyes. I agree. Let's see here. You're shocked that Disney let HBO use Kermit for 50th special? No, they work with people. So I would love to see the Muppets come back, and I think they are coming back. But I just I don't know exactly what they're doing. We need Star Wars and Clone Wars too. Sure. I enjoyed Clone Wars. So let's see here. Even if The Rise of Skywalker doubled down on TLJ's identity politics pandering is too big to fail. I mean, well, it's I don't think they're going to give us a character like Admiral Holdo and be like, yeah, that's what I like. The Mandalorian could carry the franchise. Actually, it might. If this one fails, people are going to turn to the Mandalorian like it's Christ. You know, they're going to turn to the Mandalorian like it's just, oh my God, this needs to be our thing, you know? So there's that. Okay. Let's see here. You can't believe that it was made by the hack that ruined Star Wars. I don't know what you're talking about there. What if Jumanji outdoes Return a Rise of Skywalker? Nah, it won't touch Spider-Man. But if Jumanji outdoes the Rise of Skywalker, it would definitely confirm that theatrically Star Wars is not in a good place, and I mean like not at all in a good place. But I don't think it's going to do that. I mean, Jumanji, I think is going to crack 1 billion if I'm being honest. But all the adverts I've seen for the new Jumanji, I'm just not like I just don't care for. However, Sony is exceptionally confident in that movie because they've already been screening it, and it opens up here in a few weeks. So really, it's one of those things where it is what it is. So let's see here. Let's see. I told them that J.J. Abrams, I believe he's tooling with you. Yeah, I think he's messing with everyone too. Okay. Let's see. The Millennium Falcon at Galaxy's Edge is incredible. Damn, yes it is, dude. Yes it is. You wonder what next director they're gonna do. You know what? Yeah, I don't know either. I think they're going to. I just have this weird feeling that it's gonna be like Filoni, if I'm being honest with you. Remember, guys, if you guys want to call in, ask questions, 818-350-3281, 818-350-3281. Talk. If not, it's all good. Did I see Screen Junkies use Fandom Menace main and honest trailers? No. Which honest trailer was that? Let's see. Disney Star Wars is like the Fandom Menace is Vietnam. Oh God, I can only imagine Geeks and Gamers down the road, right? When he's like 30, 40 years down the road, just sitting there. I remember the winter of 2018. Man, Last Jedi sucked. But you know what though? You know what? Here's the thing. I can't knock it. I can't knock it because, like, you know what? A few of us, man, a few of us old school gamer gators, when we get together, it ends up becoming this old, like, hey, remember when that happened? Right? The good old days of the fall of 2014. You know, like when that person shit the bed and that person fucked up, and this, you know, it happens. So I ain't against it, but it is kind of funny though. Let's see. Nerd Report here says, sorry, but the Fandom Menace was around way before TLJ, ever since 1999. Yeah, I mean, it's been there, but they co-opted it and they kind of popularized it. So it's kind of like swastikas, and I'm not calling them Nazis. I'm just pointing out a thing. Swastikas were originally considered a good luck charm. The Nazis took swastikas, turned it on its axis, and it became something that spread hate. That's all I'm saying. Is just that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not comparing anyone to a Nazi. Period. Point blank. But first thing that came to my head for some reason, because it's like it's an interesting story. So let's see here. Hold on. Rise of Skywalker should be considered episode 8.5 instead of 9. Yeah, I was talking with Nerd Report tonight, and I said they should just the biggest thing JJ could do to subvert expectations would be to release or to have the end of the movie like have a commercial for episode 10. So let's see here. Would I prefer the Old Republic Disney TV Plus series or a trilogy? I would prefer a trilogy because there's going to be a lot of budget that goes into doing the Old Republic. But then again, with what they're doing now with these video screens for Mandalorian, and that's going to really help out. That's going to really help out. So I think we're going to see a fair amount here. Do I think Favreau will do a Star Wars movie? I do think actually it's probably Favreau that's going to be directing a Star Wars movie. I just think that they've pretty much gone to him and been like, Hey John, what you doing, John? Finishing up Mandalorian. Nice. Yeah. Do you want to do a Star Wars movie? Oh yeah, I do. You know, I think that's what they're going to do. And I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. I really, I love Favreau as a director. I think he makes good movies. And I think he could bring the flair of the Mandalorian or something along those lines. But I would like to see Filoni though, would have to be involved. I think the two should just be like the Star Wars dream team, you know, like just set up a trilogy. Just do that. That'd be great. That would be absolutely fantastic. In that particular regard. Okay. Remember, phone lines are open 818. Now, if I get, here's what I'll do also. I will drop the, yeah, there we go. All right. So if anyone else wants to come on in, and chat, there's a link right there. Do I think they're going to announce the species of Baby Yoda later in the show? I think it's going to be episode 7. They're going to do it. I think episode 7 is going to have it's going to tie into episode 9 so fucking well. I really do. I think episode 9 or episode 7 of Mandalorian, chapter 7, I should say. I don't want to get people confused. But chapter 7 is going to just insanely tie into it. It's like something's going to happen in chapter 7 that we're going to go, oh my God, because of Deborah Chow, right? And then we'll go watch Rise of Skywalker and people are going to come out going like, oh, like, holy crap, they did it. So, I because it just feels like the most synergistic thing they could do. A good one. They should take over, man. I think if Kennedy is smart, Kennedy would put them up in a particular place. I think that she would do best, if I'm being completely fair. She would do best by taking Filoni and Favreau, putting them in leadership positions within the company, and then her handling just the overview and letting them just roll, But she's a producer, so she's going to produce. This is how it goes. It's just how it goes right now. That's kind of like in her blood is producing. Let's see here. Who do I think will be cast as Fantastic Four if not Emily Blunt or her husband? I don't know. It all really depends on the age range they're going for. I would assume probably like mid-late 30s for Mr. Fantastic, and who could play that? I've heard the rumor that McConaughey is supposed to play Doctor Doom. That'd be fucking dope. All right. What's it? Lavaria? Is that the country he's from? Fictional country. So I think that I'm trying to think of who else could be, could be a good Doctor Doom. Bryan Cranston could be a great Doctor Doom. Imagine if he was allowed to go full on fucking Heisenberg, right? But as for Fantastic Four, man, I just, this is gonna sound really bad, but I really like Michael Chiklis as the Thing. I think they did a really, really, really good job. So I was really impressed with it. I like the two Fantastic Four movies, man. I mean, come on, you put it up against Fan Four Stick. I ain't wrong. I ain't wrong. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here in about 5 minutes. If no one wants to call in or no one wants to join up for a future chat, I got to get these videos cut up and snipped, and then get warm because it's like 28 degrees outside, and I don't have a heater on in here. So there's that. So there's that. Let's see. Jedi Fallen Order was in South Park. So funny. Oh, I got to watch it. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. You want to see Mighty Ducks 4? That'd be great. Let's see here. I would love to see bring Emilio. Just bring Emilio back. I can't say they're being a tie-in because the world hasn't gotten access to Disney Plus yet. Well, I mean, they're already kind of setting it up a little bit. I understand that, but it's like you wouldn't quite know the connection unless you like see the show. But it's like it's kind of like in Avengers Age of Ultron, right? When there was in the very beginning they're assaulting the last Hydra stronghold, right? And there was one of the doctors that was in there was actually one of the bad guys, one of the Hydra bad guys from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He didn't have any like real dialogue, but like if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you're like, oh my God, it's that dude. I know that dude. I recognize that guy. That ends up being the thing. And so if you don't do that, then, if they do something like that, where it's going to be like, there's going to be a reference of some kind that Mandalorian viewers are going to get. But people who don't watch Mandalorian are probably not going to get, it's not going to be anything like, it's probably going to be subtle. Let's see here. How old would Mace Windu be if he survived during episode 9? 70. No, he'd be a lot older than that. Jesus Christ. He'd be like 100, man. He'd be well over 100. I don't think Mace Windu's alive, but then again, he could, use the Force to stop aging. Let's see. I love Rise of the Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four original. Yeah, dude. I like them both too. I thought they were fun. They were just fun movies. They weren't pushing any kind of agenda. They were just fun, good times. When will Skywalker be on Disney Plus? Either March or April. I'm going to say probably April. So Mace Windu should have been the bad guy in the movie. That would have been dope. He gets to go full Jules, but in Star Wars, that'd be great. I'd love that. If Palps is alive. Nah, Palps is alive. Or he's a clone. I'm going to go with the clone theory. So, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the clone theory on this one. I think that's just a better way of going about it. So, oh my God. Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus. Here's the thought for the night. How happy are you that you're not Onision? I've been following the Onision situation. Oops, there we go. And okay, so all right, let me bring up the chat again. So all right, guys, yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it. But hey, listen, you guys have yourself a fantastic Thanksgiving. I will try to be on tomorrow, maybe a little bit early because I don't plan on doing Black Friday shopping. I just have no desire in my heart of hearts to go Black Friday shopping. But I will be on. I'll post it up in certain places, and you guys can find that out. Anyway, have yourself a great night, guys. Thank you again for dealing with me being a few minutes late, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.